Students, hope you all are fine. I am Snehali Topiwala, YSS teacher. Today we are going to start with Unit 7, Gupta Age and Other Rulers. So in this chapter we are going to see about the Gupta Age rulers who were ruling at that period and who were those kings. So let's start with the chapter. Gupta Age and Other Rulers. In the 3rd century, impressive Gupta dynasty was established in Magad. Gupta dynasty established political entity, peace and security in India, which brought unprecedented prosperity. Thus, Gupta Age is called Golden Age of India. Golden Age means best progress of all the people. The Gupta rulers gave peace and prosperity to the people, which has been appreciated by foreign travelers also. Gupta emperors were creators of Golden Age. Now, in this chapter, the 3rd century of Gupta dynasty was established at Magad. You must have listened this name Magad, right? Now, Gupta dynasty established what? So their political entity, peace, security, all these things was maintained with high prosperity, and therefore this age was given the name also Golden Age of India. Because Golden Age means best progress of the people of that time. It was the good progressive age. The Gupta rulers gave peace and prosperity to the people, which also they were also appreciated by the foreign travelers, and therefore Gupta emperors were creators of Golden Age. And foreign travelers also were impressed with their work, and they also appreciated their work, and so they were known as the creators of Golden Age. Now, Gupta age, who was the first ruler? The Chandragupta I. Now, who was Chandragupta I? Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta dynasty in the kingdom of Magad. His son's name was Ghatotkacha Gupta. Chandragupta I succeeded Patliputra as the successor of King Ghatotkacha. He married Kumar Devi, who was a girl of powerful Lichavi tribe. He extended boundaries of Magad by conquering nearby places like Prayagraj, Saket. Now, Sri Gupta, who was Sri Gupta? तो he was the founder. उसने ये Gupta dynasty establish की थी. He has established the kingdom. And his son's name was, उसके बेटे का नाम था Ghatotkacha Gupta. And Chandragupta I was he has achieved this Patliputra as the successor of King Ghatotkacha. And he also married to Kumar Devi, who was a powerful girl of Lichavi tribe. Lichavi tribe की वो queen थी. He extended boundaries of Magad by conquering. He established, उसने मगध की पूरी एंटाइटी को अपने कब्जे में कर लिया by conquering new places, nearby places. ये सारी जगह को उसने हासिल कर लिया था, and that was Prayagraj in Allahabad and Saket in Ayodhya. He assumed glorious title of महाराजाधिराजा in place of महाराज, और उसको महाराजाधिराज का महाराज से भी ऊपर वाली उपाधि title was given to him like Maharajadiraj in place of Maharaj. In order to show his power and reputation, he started gold coins. उसने gold coins बनाना start कर दिया, तो so that his power was been shown in that. Since the accession of his coronation, he started Gupta Samvat. उसकी coronation के बाद, मतलब कि उसको राज उपाधि देने के बाद, राज तिलक करने के बाद, किंग बनाने के बाद, what he has done, he started Gupta Samvat. Vallabhi rulers of Saurashtra also accepted Gupta Samvat. Gupta Samvat means what? We are also having this Samvat, Gujarati months. So in this way, they were also having that Gupta Samvat. Due to initiations of Gupta Samvat, the arrangement of historical event according to the dateline was made possible in the history of India. So, at the starting period, when he has started of Gupta Samvat, the arrangement of all the historical event, मतलब कि जो भी events होने लगे वो सारे इस dates के हिसाब से, इस संवत के हिसाब से it was been started. As we also look to the Samvat month, right? When we want to get someone's marriage is there, or when we want to attend some religious function or like that. So at that time we also see the dates and all that things. So in this way, same, they also started this historical events by looking the dateline of Gupta Samvat. Now, this was all about Chandragupta. Now, we will see about Emperor Samudragupta. Who was Samudragupta? After Chandragupta, his majestic son Samudragupta came to power. Information about Samudragupta's time is obtained from pillar inscription of Prayagraj and his coins. This Prashasti has been composed by royal poet Harishan. It describes the victories and cultural achievements of Samudragupta. In very short time, he made his triumphant journey from northern state to the Kushan ruler of Afghanistan. He defeated about 12 kings in south. After defeating these kings, he restored them wisely. He restored their kingdoms. Governors and officials were appointed to run the administration of the state. सो आफ्टर चंद्रगुप्ता मतलब चंद्रगुप्ता के बाद उसी का बेटा मैजेस्टिक सन हिज सन समुद्रगुप्ता केम टू द पावर. उसने असेंड कर लिया था थ्रोन. And information about Samudragupta कहाँ से we can get the information from the pillar that was been inscribed at Prayagraj and his coins. उससे हम we can get that information of Samudragupta. And he was and his Prashasti was been composed by whom? The poet Harishan. He described about him. It describes the victories and cultural achievement. मतलब कि in his poem he can describe about his victories, his culture, how he behaved and how was his achievement. That all things were been described in the poem. In very short time he had made the journey. He has made his journey from northern state to Afghanistan. He defeated 12 kings. After defeating them, he restored them wisely also. उसने अपना kingdom बहुत wisely चलाया. And then what happened? Governors and officials were appointed. फिर he started appointed some people to look after his administration work. Samudragupta was a great conqueror and a cultural empire. His literacy achievement and his characters were notable. He was very great emperor and his literacy, his character was also very much notable by all the people. Means they all appreciated him very much. He composed many poems and got the title of Kaviraj. He was also a composer. He composed many poems and he was given a title of Kaviraj. Unfortunately, not even a single poem of his is available today. One coin shows Samudragupta playing veena, which shows his love for music. But we are not having any such record about his poem till today. And he has also, there was one coin when he was playing veena, that was it shows, that coin shows that he was the lover of music. During his reign, many temples, monasters and Jain temples were constructed. He performed Ashwamedha Yagna. At that time when he was king, he made many temples, monasteries, Jain temples also were made. He also performed Ashwamedha Yagna also. In this regard he had got coins made और इसके वजह से उसने कॉइन्स बनाना शुरू कर दिया. ही कलेक्टेड स्कॉलर्स इन हिज कोर्ट एंड क्रिएटेड हाई क्वालिटी लिटरेचर. मीन्स he wanted to give literature, he wanted to spread literature, and so he got in search of such scholars. Scholars wanted his and he wanted scholars companionship, so both were related to each other. He wanted them and scholars also wanted him only to be their companion. He encouraged Hinduism. He embraced social customs. Samudragupta's position in history is unique and significant. He was the creator of importance of Gupta emperor. He also encouraged Hinduism. Hinduism को उसने ज़्यादा महत्व दिया था. ऑल्सो उसको सोशल कस्टम से वो उसने निकाल दिया, हटा दिया था. ही एक्वायर्ड अ वेरी ग्रेट पोजिशन इन दिस गुप्ता एम्पायर एंड ही वॉज द क्रिएटर and he was given much importance. See, you can see in this coin the playing of veena. He is playing the veena, and so these coins were being established by him. Now next we'll see about Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya. He was also known as Chandragupta II. Now who is Chandragupta II? So after Samudragupta died, in his place Chandragupta came to the throne. Now Chandragupta, he not only successfully preserved the great legacy of his father which he inherited, but also expanded the empire by conquering some of the regions. Now who was Chandragupta II? So he was the son of this Samudragupta. After he died, he became the king, and he not only followed his father's religion, not only followed his father's empire, but he also and he also conquered his own empires. He extended his empire, but with the help of his father, which he has preserved. Chandragupta too was the most talented ruler of Gupta dynasty. The boundaries of his empire extended up to Shak kingdom, and he was talented also. And he was considered to be the most talented of Gupta dynasty. He also extended up to Shak kingdom. उसने अपनी boundaries, अपनी empire, अपना राज्य शाक kingdom तक establish किया था. He attacked Gujarat and ended Shak Kshatrapa dynasty. In memory of this victory, he adopted the title of Shakari. He was also called Vikramaditya. He attacked Gujarat, and in Gujarat, who were ruling Shak Kshatrapa dynasty, उसको उसने हरा के he extended that, उस पे उसने विजय पाया था, and so he was given the title of Shakari also, and his other name was known as Vikramaditya. उसको विक्रमादित्य भी बोला जाता था. He increased his military power by establishing martial relationship with powerful kingdoms to remove Shak Kshatrapa, who had been ruling since 300 years. So, with the help of the military powers, he wanted to defeat this Shak Kshatrapas who were ruling since 300 years of 300 years तक जो राज कर रहे थे उनको वो हटाना चाहता. This marriages proved to be very helpful in increasing his empire and defeating his enemies. And he wanted to keep a martial relation with these people. Why? मैं अब शादी करना चाहता था with the queen of that ruler, so that he can acquire the empire and defeat all the enemies. New territories won by him were very important. They obtained the rich kingdoms of Gujarat and Saurashtra, the prosperous port of Birukach and स्तंभ ही ऑल्सो इंक्वायर्ड, मतलब उसको ये गुजरात और सौराष्ट्र के किंगडम्स चाहिए थे. एंड द प्रॉस्परस पोर्ट्स, मतलब के जो पोर्ट होते थे नियर द सी कोस्ट, दैट ही वांटेड टू इंक्वायर, एंड दैट वाज इन भरूच एंड खंभात. एज अ रिजल्ट, मैरीटाइम ट्रेड ऑफ द state increased and Gupta kings became owner of intangible property, and with this he started the trade business and also increased the trade business, and with this their title became more strong for intangible properties. This is a map showing some of the things. Fine, a Chinese pilgrim in the time of Chandragupta II praised the administration and prosperity of Gupta Empire. Though Chandragupta II was Vaishnav, he had great respect for other religions. His army chief Amrakardev was Buddhist and his minister Varsan was a Shaiv. Many monasteries were there in the capital Patliputra. Now Chinese traveler. Fine. In the time of Chandragupta II, he praised the prosperity of this kingdom, and he was very much appreciated. He loved this rule of Chandragupta and Gupta Empire. And though Chandragupta was a Vaishnava, but he had a great respect for all religions. He attended all religions. And his army chief, Amarkar he was Buddhist by caste, and his minister Varsan was a Shaivism. But though he was attached with them, and many monsters were also built in this capital Patliputra. Because of cultural activities achieved during his reign, the Gupta age could become the golden age. He was the patron of scholars and poets. Great Sanskrit poet and playwright Kalidas was his royal poet. Dhanvantari was his royal Vaidya. Now all this, because of all this achievement, he has acquired a great position in the Gupta Empire, and so it became the golden age, right? He was the patron of school, means he loved he was having many such scholars and poets in his court. Sanskrit poet and playwrights written by Kalidas was his royal poet Dhanvantari and his royal Vaidya. James like scientists Varhamira, Vital Bhatt, writer of Amkrosh, Amar Singh, etc., used to adorn the court. So these were his gems. Heere the scientists, they were in his court. During his rule, sculptures and drawing developed. They also developed sculptures and drawing. Many of art pavilion of Ajanta caves were made during his time. He built a number of Buddhist monsters in the capital Patliputra. Mehroli iron pillar near Delhi was made during his reign, which has not rusted for century despite being in heat and rain. Now, Ajanta caves were also made during his time, and he built numbers of बहुत सारी ऐसे बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्ट्स बनाए थे उसने इन पाटलिपुत्र. Mehroli, you can see in the picture. Besides Mehroli, a iron pillar was been made near Delhi. It has been not rusted till many years, many centuries, I must say. Though being in heat for full day, though being in rain, उसको काट नहीं लगा था. He made Ujjain as another capital beside Patliputra. He divided the state into different administrative units for running streamlined administration. In the year 414, the great emperor Chandragupta Vikramaditya died. उसने पाटलिपुत्र के अलावा उज्जैन में भी अपना कैपिटल बना लिया था. ही हैड डिवाइडेड हिज स्टेट इनटू डिफरेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. अलग अलग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में डिवाइड कर दिया था तो सो दैट द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कुड रन स्मूथली. एंड इन द ईयर 1414 चंद्रगुप्ता विक्रमादित्य died. Now we'll see about the end of Gupta dynasty, how the end came. After the death of Chandragupta II, his majestic son Kumar Gupta I came to throne. During his time, some famous caves of Nalanda and some caves of Ajantas were erected. Now, after when this Vikramaditya died, means Chandragupta II died, उसका बेटा कुमार गुप्ता उसने ये throne ascend कर लिया था. And during his time, means when Kumar Gupta was there, at that time what he found that the various caves of Nalanda and Ajanta were erected, मतलब टूटने लगे थे. After Kumar Gupta I, his brave son Sankat Gupta came to power. The weak rulers of post Sankat Gupta time could not withstand the onslaught attacks of the obsessive and powerful Huns, and Gupta Empire disintegrated in 550 AD. So when Kumar Gupta died, his son Sankat Gupta came into existence, and he was the weak ruler of that time. He didn't withstand with all these things. He was not that powerful, and so with that this Gupta emperor was disintegrated, khatam ho gaya. Now, how was the administration of Gupta age carried out? We get information about administration during Gupta age from records, smritis and Puranas. हमें इस सारी चीज़ों से मिल सकता है उसका record. According to the governing body was divided into 3 sections. They divided this Gupta means the administration in 3 sectors, that was central, provisional and local. Emperor was at the center of Gupta administration. He adopted titles like Maharaja Dhiraj, Param Bhagwat. मीन्स जो एम्परर थे, जो राजा थे, ही वॉज द सेंटर, वो सेंटर में काम करते थे, एंड सो ही वॉज बीन गिवन द टाइटल ऑफ महाराजा दी राजा. Usually, Prince was appointed as the head of the provision. Kumar Matya and Commissioner played a major role in the provisions. जो प्रिंस होते थे, जो राजा के बेटे होते थे, they were given the head, they were made the head of the provisions. They were given name Kumar Matya, and जो commissioner थे, they played a major role in the provisions. Provisions were called Bhukti, whose head was regional. The provisionals were divided into district. The district was called Vaishya. Different names were given for different administrative work. A committee was formed at the village level, which included elders, village head and important adult citizens. Committee बनाई जाती थी गांव के लोगों के लिए, village level के लिए, and in which all the peoples were included, whether they may be elders, village head and important adult citizens also were included. Now economic condition. How was their economic condition at the time of Gupta age? In economic terms, Gupta age was a golden period. Farming, internal trade and international trade were very developed. Means they were therefore, because of that economic only, they were known as the golden period. Why? Because farming was done very nicely. International trade, internal trade were also developed. Special farming practices include annual 3-year and 5-year farming. मतलब उनकी फार्मिंग इतनी होती थी कि एनुअली उनका जो ग्रोथ होता था दैट वाज 3 and 5 year फार्मिंग का भी ग्रोथ होता था. वीट राइस इन नॉर्थ इंडिया, शुगर केन इन कांधार, ग्रेप्स एंड केसर इन कश्मीर एंड कोकोनट इन कमरूप वेर grown. All these things were grown in certain states. Rice was grown in large quantity in Bengal, cotton in Gujarat and Sindh, and silk was produced in Bengal. They were having all these agriculture things, and so they were importing, exporting, and they were earning a good economy. Trade of commodities and spices, silks and cottons have been developed in South India. So all this was their vegetation from which they would earn the income. King used to tax 1/6 of the total production. Land was donated to Brahmins and temples. राजा को वो 1/6 पात जो भी उनका टोटल प्रोडक्शन होता था उसका 1/6 हिस्सा वो राजा को देते थे. एंड लैंड्स जो होते थे दे वर डोनेटेड, वो दे देते थे वो लोग ब्राह्मण्स और टेम्पल्स के लिए बनाने के लिए. इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड वॉज द एपिटॉम ऑफ गुप्ता एज. Cotton, silk and spices were exported to Europe from India through Central Asia. So international trade also they were carrying out, and they were exporting what? Cotton, silk and spices to foreign countries, to Europe. While cotton, silk, spices, condiments and timbers were exported to east and west of the world through international ports like Kambat, Bharuch, Sopra and Tamrali, Piti. Gold, silver and other items were imported. So what they used to do, they used to export all these things from these international ports. ये धक्के जो होते ports बड़े बड़े उसमें से they used to send through ships, and they used to import what? Gold, silver and other some other items from other countries. So this was how the economic system of that Gupta age was carried out. Now what was their religious status? Hinduism and Indian culture are seen in full swing during Gupta age. Gupta emperors gave Vaishnavism the status of state religion. As a result, Vishnu, his avatar, Sri Ram and Sri Krishna were mostly worshipped at this time. हिंदुइज्म को बहुत इम्पोर्टेंस दिया था गुप्ता एज ने, एंड गुप्ता एम्प्रर वॉज गेव वैष्णविज्म द स्टेटस ऑफ स्टेट रिलीजन ऑल्सो. जो वैष्णव रिलीजन को फॉलो करता था उसको भी उन्होंने इम्पोर्टेंस दिया था. वैष्णु इज अवतार लाइक श्री राम एंड श्री कृष्ण वे वर्शिप्ड, दे वेर बीन वर्शिप. ये भगवान को वो लोग ज़्यादा प्रे करते थे. लक्ष्मी बिकेम वेरी फेमस गॉडेस. It was during this time only that the Ramayana, Mahabharata as well as the Purans were recompiled. मतलब कि यही पीरियड था, गुप्ता एज ही ऐसा था जहाँ पे वापस से रामायण, महाभारत और ये सारी चीज़ें वापस होने लगी थी. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता बिकेम वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टेक्स्ट ऑफ दिस टाइम, और भगवद गीता को बहुत इम्पोर्टेंस मिला था इन गुप्ता एज. Like Vaishnavism, Shaivism also developed Gupta age. In South India, Shaiv saints were called Nyanar, while Vaishnav saints were called Alvar in South India. So, besides Hinduism, Vaishnav and Shaivism were also developed in Gupta age. Means the person who are Vaishnav, they were told as, they were given the name as Alvar, and जो शैव थे, जो शिव भगवान की भक्ति करते थे, उनको न्यानर बोला जाता था. महिषासुर मर्दिनी Durga was also quite popular worshipped here. महिषासुर मर्दिनी मीन्स दुर्गा माता को भी बहुत वर्शिप करते थे. The worship of Kartikeya was also practiced during Gupta age. They started worshipping all these people. Even Buddhism and Jainism also developed during Gupta age. Samudragupta was protector of Buddhism. Mahayana and Heian cult of Buddhism also developed. So even Buddhism and Jainism were also given that much only importance, and they had also developed that thing. And Samudragupta used to protect this Buddhism, and Mahayana and Heian culture was been developed at that time.